What's up, YouTube Gen X? Okay, let me be clear here. My desire to want to own and run something and possibly team up with other black men and whatever black women, who also get it, want to take part. Um, my desire to do so is simply from my competitive nature and me being tired of being part of a group that's collectively always the employee and never the employer. I just want to be able to be in a position where we can say, hey, let's make power moves, or we have the ability to decide who gets hired or who gets fired, um, and we actually get to take our knowledge and reap the benefits of it. What annoys me is that there's this label that black people are lazy, and a lot of the times people don't see how hard we work. It's easy to say, oh, look at the Asians or look at the other groups. They're owning and they're running their own businesses and companies, so they must be working hard. But what are black people doing? We're working hard, but we're just always working for somebody else. So I want to be part of that classification of people that are power players. They're making moves here and there, and it's just the competitive nature within me. I don't like listening to somebody else, especially when I feel like I can do it better. So for me, if somebody said, yo, you can only make X amount of dollars, do you want to be an employee or be the owner and have all the responsibilities of being the owner, but for the same pay? I still want to be the owner because I want to have that power. And my competitive drive says that I can do the job better than you can. I can outcompete you. So that's where my desire to want to own and possibly team up and work with other black men, that's where it comes from. Helping the black community, um, that's like secondary. Or it's one of those side consequences that it's not my direct objective, to tell you the truth. Now, if it so happens that I'm able to put something together, or a team of black men are able to put something together that benefits a certain segment of the black community, hey, then so be it. If it makes sense financially, I'm all for it. If it makes sense financially to go off and make sure that we're hiring a staff that's predominantly black or whatnot, I'm all for it. If we have a certain business or whatnot in a certain neighborhood and we're able to pull those people in and employ them, hey, let's do it. But for me, at the same time, that's not my primary objective. Like I said before, why is it that when non-blacks want to open up a business or a company, they're more so worried about what's profitable, not so much who's it going to impact? So for so some Indian guys come together and say, hey, we want to open up something. Are they saying, oh, we want to make sure that it's going to be in the Indian community? No, they're more so, hey, let's open up something that's going to make money. And if it so happens to be in the black community, then it's going to be in the black community. And we'll hire who we feel can best deliver what we're looking for. So I'm more so, that's what black men need to do. Black men coming together, owning and building, does not mean by default that it has to be a black-owned business. Does not mean by default that we have to hire black people. Like I said before, how come we can't go off and develop some product and market it towards, teenage white boys and white girls? How come we can't do that? Right? How come black men can't have a record label where they're making, that sort of pop music that mainstream white America likes? How come we can't do all that? Nothing has stopped some white guys or some Jewish guys coming together and say, hey man, let's front this hip-hop label, or let's have some hip-hop record label or whatnot. Nothing has stopped them from doing that. So I'm more so about branching out and competing. That's what drives me. So let me, get that out there and be clear. Because I've already talked to you about how I feel about the black community and, on various times, on various videos. So I'm at the point where I think I got to be clear on why I want to, fellowship and network with other black men. And like I said, whatever black women wants to be involved. I'm trying to compete here. I'm trying to be a power player. I'm not trying just to compete with, within the black community. I want to compete with other people as well. I'm not trying to play on the side court. I'm trying to play on the main court with all the grown-ups. You remember when you were a kid, right? And all the teenagers, they played on the middle court and you played on the side court. And you're like, man, in a couple more years, I'm going to be on the middle court. That's where I want to be. As a kid, I would be the one off on the sides, like I can't wait till I'm able to play. And when I was able to shoot enough, when my jumper was on point, best believe I was over there. So, for me, that's where I stand, and that's what drives me, and that's what motivates me. I want to build, I want to compete, I want to build something so that I can pass on to my future generation in terms of my own personal family. And like I said, if it so happens that we can build something that would help the black community, I'm all for it. Once again, it's not my primary objective, but hey, it is what it is. And if we can, be in a position where we can hire black men and black women or other minority groups to come in and get the job done, hey, by all means, let's do it. But that's not my sole purpose. So I had to put it out there so people understand where I'm coming from more clearly. So anyways, that's my video. Y'all take it easy. God bless.